Welcome to the Saints That Serve podcast,
where each week your hosts dive into the crossroads of faith,
culture,
and the unknown. Christ is Lord,
and the kingdom is now. We are the Saints That Serve. Welcome, everybody, to the Saints That Serve podcast. That is the Saints That Serve podcast. I'm your host, Jairus, and with me is the other host.
Meh.
His name's Meh. No, the Minecraft episode was last week.
And Johnny. It's Johnny.
I'm cutting that all out. Okay. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
How you been, John?
You know, I've been pretty good. Little on the sleepy side today.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a late recording.
A little bit, but I don't really have any good excuse other than, building.
I don't have any good excuse except I work hard all day, get up early, and just make money for my family.
Yeah.
Providing.
Today was a weird day because I showed you the picture earlier, but I was literally building a prison yard for cats.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Let's hope that your client is not a listener.
I don't know, but, I hope that her cats get plenty of sun and that none of them get out. That's the bigger thing here. We're just hoping that I did do a Fort Knox kind of job.
Mm-hmm. So great backpedaling there. And Mrs. Smith, thanks for listening.
Yeah, you got it.
What's Jane Doe? Mrs. Jane Doe.
Jane Doe.
Thanks for listening.
Heck yeah.
Hey, pal.
Hey, pal.
What's our announcements?
Hey, make sure you guys are following us on social media because that's where we announce all of our upcoming things, like our inductive Bible study in our community.
Which our next lesson will be next Sunday.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When this episode drops, we'll be doing our third lecture.
Also, happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Unfortunately, we're not wearing any green. I am. I'm wearing green. I had to think about it. You're not. Sorry.
I'm not. But it's not St. Patrick's Day yet.
As of this recording.
But
we're going to pretend it is.
So if anyone listens to this on St. Patrick's Day and you see me, I guess technically you could pinch me and just say podcast pinch.
Podcast pinch.
And it'll count.
Has nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day. Just pinch it and say podcast pinch.
Well, because
if anybody sees John in the public spaces at any point on any day, just pinch him and say podcast pinch. You're allowed to do that as long as you say podcast pinch.
I will allow it. Anyways, yeah, our live worship nights. We got one coming up at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then in June, we're going to be doing our...
You skipped a whole month.
Well, because that's when we're not doing live streaming until June.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Sorry. I got confused. Our worship night live stream is at the end of
each month. Yep, it's at the
starting in March. At the end of each month. And then go ahead in June.
And then in June, we'll be rolling out our Saints That Play. And we'll be adding new content to that channel. But you can find all that out by following us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, all of it. We're out there. YouTube. We're on all these platforms. So make sure to give us a follow, like, and comment on our posts. And then if you need prayer or if you have a question or a critique, you can reach out to us at our email, saintsthatserve@gmail.com. Again, that's saintsthatserve@gmail.com. Or there is a SMS messaging option link at the bottom of the description of this show.
That's right. If you click that link, it'll open you up a little messaging page.
Mm-hmm.
And you can type us up whatever. And we will get it.
And we will get it and we will respond.
Eventually.
We're praying for our community every Friday. So if you need prayer for anything, reach out to us. We want to pray for you. And without further ado, let's get into the show.
Go. Without further what?
Without further ado.
That's not the phrase.
Okay, what do you think the phrase is?
Ado. You said
To do.
to do.
Yeah, without further ado.
No, it's further ado.
Further ado do. That's a poop joke there for you.
Yeah, you got me with that one.
Anyways, Jairus, what do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, real quick, I want to apologize.
For the toilet bowl cleaner you're drinking?
Yeah, that's right. Is that what this is for you in your household?
No, there's videos of people using Coca-Cola to clean their toilet bowls and like their tile floors and stuff.
Yeah, it's cleaning out my insides right now.
Oh boy.
And later, without further to do, it'll be coming out.
Ah, full circle.
Full circle.
There we go.
I haven't drank a soda in a while, so
It hurts, doesn't it?
I'm going to probably be a little wired and stuttery later on.
That's okay.
So, hey, this is, funny enough, a Christmas themed Coca-Cola in March.
I don't have an answer. Yeah, I do, because we got it. We got 2 of those bottles of Coke for our anniversary, and we like split one, and we're like, we can't.
This is awful.
Yeah. so that's why it's been sitting in the fridge since the end of December.
So that's really weird that I am drinking one of your anniversary sodas. But hey, happy anniversary, pal.
Hey, thanks, man.
But what do I want to talk about?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
We talked about this already. We planned this. We have a whole plan ahead for this.
I know, but I was trying to...
Video games!
Hey! Christian video games / Bible video games /
I think, at least for my list...
Room for improvement in the genre.
For sure. Bible video games. Whenever I typed it up, I specifically said Christian Bible video games.
Okay.
So...
All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and put this one out there first.
So yeah, real quick, we're just going to chat. We got lists, and we're just going to kind of chat about these. So my first exposure to video games in general was a computer game. It was called the Oregon Trail.
Yeah. No, this one we started playing even before Oregon Trail, but it came out in 1994. It's called Captain Bible in Dome of Darkness.
And fun fact, I have on my list Captain Bible in the Dome of Darkness.
Heck yeah.
So here it is. For me, my list has a bit of a summary. Would you like me to read that?
Yes, please.
So in Captain Bible, players take on the role of a superhero who uses Bible verses to defeat evil.
Mm-hmm.
The game includes puzzle solving and trivia challenges, teaching players about the Bible through its gameplay. The simplistic mechanics and retro graphics limit its appeal to modern audiences, but it remains an educational tool for younger players or those interested in Bible-based gaming experiences.
Yep.
You got a pin somewhere? Oh, yeah, can you hand me that? Gotta mark that bad boy off. So, when I did my list, I got a list of a bunch of different video games. And then a lot of times what I like to do personally is I use ChatGPT to clean up my notes to make them more presentable and pull everything together for me. And I throw a bunch of data in there and I say, computer, fix it.
Do you know who Richard Corbett is for PC Gamer?
Yeah, I think he's just one of the writers. I feel like I've heard that name before.
Okay.
So when I was doing organizing my notes, I wanted it to give me all the review scores for these games just so we could chat about that a little bit.
Okay.
So I said, give me the review scores, and it come back with, these games were not popular enough to get review scores. I have a list of 25 games. We're not going to go through all of them, but I'm like 25 games, like I think only 3 of them actually had actual real scores.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I got the bright idea. I said to ChatGPT, okay, give me what you think the game score should have been based off the data that you have on these games.
Okay.
And it spewed back and actually gave me a estimated review score for all of the games on my list.
Okay.
So I came up with a game of, you have to guess what ChatGPT scored the games as we discussed them.
Got it. Okay.
So what do you think Captain Bible in the Dome of Darkness estimated score is?
What's the scale for the score?
1 to 100.
1 to 100? Oh, I'm going to say maybe 20.
Wow.
Is that what it is?
No.
Oh.
It's 60.
Oh, 60?
Yeah.
Well, the only reason is because whoever this stupid Richard Corbett, I'm just kidding. You may not be stupid. I'm sure you're
This idiot guy who has a job writing about video games.
He said that Captain Bible might be the worst superhero ever to get his own video game. That's what he put. And
I doubt that.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've played it because, it's really old. We're talking about the back in the dial-up days.
It came out on... I have also the...
It was released in 1994.
It's funny that you say that because it says MS-DOS.
Is the platform?
Is the platform. So MS-DOS is like a old text-based computer system.
Yeah.
So growing up, did y'all have a DOS computer?
No, but we bought this game for the Windows. Which one would that have been?
Probably 98.
Probably, yeah.
97, 98.
Probably Windows 98. It probably came with a couple other games.
Okay, everybody. I might have not the best information because I did use ChatGPT to clean up my data, so it might be missing some facts.
Well, no, but I mean, it originally came out in a DOS, but that's what I'm saying is that when we got it, it would have been a later version.
Okay.
So I don't think they continued on to this day, though, with it, so...
Is that like the only game in the franchise?
Yeah.
I love how it's like Captain Bible in the Dome of Darkness. Like there's multiple other ones like Captain Bible in the Field of Flowers.
Yeah. No, it was just that one. I'm assuming because it didn't take off too great. Well, but the goal of the game wasn't to be like a franchise. It was to help Christian kids retain Christian information from the Bible better because you're using Bible verses to defeat the cyborg computer guys.
Sure.
Bad guys.
And I think that'll be a reoccurring theme of whether it's either going to be actually based off of a Bible story or a game using Bible knowledge to teach kids, but in a sci-fi fantasy made up storyline of some sort.
Yeah. Heck yeah. This can't be right.
What's that?
I just typed in Christian video games, and there's one called Menace Beach.
Menace Beach?
Yeah. Is a video game released for the Nintendo Entertainment System by Color Dreams in 1990. Like all Color Dream games, Menace Beach was not officially licensed by Nintendo. It was re-released as part of the Maxivision 15-in-1 multi-cart. But what is it about?
I don't have that on my list, so I couldn't tell you.
The player controls a skateboarding hero whose girlfriend, Bunny, has been kidnapped by Demon Dan. An introduction screen shows Bunny shackled and pleading for help. The hero must use his skateboard and any objects he finds, such as balloons, frogs, bombs, and bottles, to defeat ninjas, clowns, and disgruntled dock workers.
Okay.
Before finally confronting the villainous Demon Dan. Yeah, this is not a Christian.
Okay, I was about to say, at what part was because I think I was listening pretty closely. What part did I hear Jesus, Bible, or Christian in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Okay, here we go. Color Dreams was renamed Wisdom Tree, and Menace Beach was redesigned with a Christian theme.
Okay.
As Sunday Fun Day.
Okay.
In 1995.
So they reskinned the game?
Yeah.
That's even worse. That's even worse that they took an inappropriate game
and then made it
into a Christian game. That though, funny enough, that is not a unheard of situation in the gaming universe, especially back in the old days. Doki Doki Panic was a game Nintendo made.
Yeah.
They later on completely reskinned just the characters in Doki Doki Panic
Yeah.
with Mario characters. And that is what we know in the US as Super Mario Brothers 2.
Okay.
So, funny enough, and I know we're going to get off on this tangent, characters that are now fondly known as Mario staple characters was initially characters in Doki Doki Panic.
Gotcha.
Bob-ombs, Birdo. There's a few others that are in it, and I can't bring them to memory right now. But it's just really interesting that there are famous Mario enemies, villains, that kind of stuff that did not originate from a Mario game.
I gotcha.
But reskinned and
reutilized.
And reutilized.
Yeah.
Game mechanics like Luigi jumping high and Peach floating are from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it wasn't originally Peach and Luigi. Because you could play as Peach, Luigi, Mario, and Toad.
Okay.
And each one of them had like a different movement kind of.
What's the other princess?
Daisy.
Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay, going back to this Sunday Fun Day, the reskinning of the game, it changes the villains. It changes them from, what was the other one? Ninjas, clowns, and disgruntled dock workers to bullies, clowns, and businessmen.
Because when you think clowns. Because when you think of evil and sin, you think businessman and clowns
who impede his path to Sunday school. So,
hey, son, don't go to church. Come work for Microsoft.
Yeah. But I found it funny that they kept clowns in there, and the only reason is because there's like a guy in the conspiracy community who he's written a book about how clowns are actually a depiction of the Nephilim spirits.
When I say evil corporation keeping you from going to Sunday school and church, what company first comes to mind?
Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson.
Sorry.
That's funny.
What's yours?
I said Microsoft earlier.
Oh, Microsoft. Yeah.
Yeah,
they contribute to
just because I deal with them on a daily basis at my job, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I had an issue. I had to submit a ticket, and it's like, it asked you first, like one of the first questions on like the submit form is, how would you like us to contact you, email or phone? And I click email, and every single time they call me. Like, no, this issue can be resolved in an email. Do not call me. I'm busy.
Yeah.
And then when they call and talk to me, and they're like, I get off the phone, or I'm in the process of getting off the phone, they're like, how would you rate this support? And I'm just like, this is awkward because I don't like, he says on a one scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate this? And I'm like,
1.
I want to say 1, but then that becomes very awkward. So I go 5. Thank you so much. Can I transfer you to my manager so you could tell him that? I'm like, no, please, just real quick. Like, they weren't taking no for an answer. So I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And the moment he transfers, it starts ringing, I hung up. Like, just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Thanks. Like, get me off the phone quick. Like, why are you asking me about rating your service?
You should have transferred the call to someone else in the company.
Put that call on hold. Be like, sure, I can rate this, but you're going to have to go through my secretary.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny.
No, this one, I did want to talk about this one for a minute, but we can do it later on down the line. I don't think it's on your page.
What if it was?
The faith one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, let's talk about that one later. Let's go through some
gotcha.
on your list.
All right. How about we talk about faith, the unholy trinity on my list?
Do you have Exodus on there?
Maybe.
It's a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Real quick, just so y'all are aware, I have the same game on my list that John was talking about, faith, the unholy trinity.
Yeah, we'll get into it later.
You said Exodus?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
But let's go with mine, since you had a really weird one
Okay.
really weird, dark one. Let's go with
What the? Sorry.
no, you can go after it. Okay, so I want to get off on another on-topic tangent. This is hilarious because after doing the research, me and you kind of talked about this as well. Bible video games are two things.
Yeah.
And it's going to sound awful, but they're either the dark side of Bible games where somebody's taking the themes of the Bible,
Yeah.
but using the negative themes. So the negative themes, like the devil, sin, and all that stuff, and putting it in as the villain of their game, but it doesn't actually teach Bible truths
Yeah.
or give you Bible knowledge.
Yeah.
It's villainizing someone who is a Christian.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that happens that way. Or it's just not a good game.
Yeah.
And we talked about that. It seems like, and I'm not saying every single Bible game is bad, but it seems like it's people who want to make a game, somebody in a church, in a ministry of some sort, saying, let's make a Bible game. And they don't have the budget or the development knowledge to actually create that. That wasn't their God-given talent to create video games. But they're saying, let's get out and be part of the video game scene.
Yeah.
That's what it really seems like. There's not that many high budget video games, AAA video games out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if there are, they are typically negative on Christianity.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
I get you. Yeah. Yeah. It's taking the negative
aspect,
the bad stuff,
or people who are Christians and putting them in negative light.
Well, it's like, Dante's
Inferno.
Like it has things that are a part of the Christian belief system.
Yes.
But it's all about the 7 layers of hell, which
it's based off the book.
It's based off of the book, and the book is based off of a Catholic belief system,
I will say this, though. I have actually played that.
Yeah.
Dante's Inferno, because it was made by Visceral Games, which is the company that made Dead Space. And that's my favorite horror video game.
Well, it's about to be your second favorite once we're done talking about.
Well, let me get on my list here for a second.
Okay.
I have on here, it's called Lucifer, Paradise Lost.
What the heck?
It is a visual novel that explores the fall of Lucifer. Paradise Lost invites players to experience the dramatic story of pride and rebellion. Through dialogue and choices, the players guide Lucifer's descent from heaven, engaging with theological questions about sin, free will, and redemption.
What the heck?
The game's dark narrative and visual style make it a thought-provoking experience, but it might only appeal to those with an interest in biblical philosophy.
Great.
So there you go. What do you think old GPT gave it score-wise?
Because AI is of the devil, I'm going to say 75.
You're very close.
Really?
It gave it a 70.
Oh, wow.
Because AI is of the devil.
Yeah. No, okay, that video game, Exodus, I was asking if it was on your list, and you said it's not. It says, according to the instruction manual, the player controls the biblical figure Moses as he leads the Israelites to the promised land, meaning he goes through a labyrinth. Moses has the ability to shoot glowing W's, which signify the word of God, to defeat enemies and remove obstacles.
Hey, you get hit with that W, you win.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about, is it's that kind of stuff all the time where it's like they gamify characters, but a lot of time don't actually allow somebody, their work does not allow somebody to come back stronger in their faith.
Yeah. You got to defeat magicians and soldiers.
Magicians and soldiers.
Yeah.
What was it? Hoi and
Hutep and Hoi.
Hutut and Hoi.
Why is Jim being so mean to the magician?
That is the funniest thing to me.
I like it when they do the layover from
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. The darkest timeline.
The darkest.
Is the one that has you in it, Doctor Strange. Why is Jim being so rude to the magician? Oh, The Office.
The Office and just old Jim. I'm blanking on that actor's name.
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. I don't know why I'm being stupid right now. John Krasinski being
You're not
Mr. Fantastic and playing Jim in The Office.
You're not being stupid. Mr. Fantastic. Oh. Yeah. I don't know why.
Reed Richards.
I don't know why my brain automatically went to Fantastic Fox. I was like, no, that was George Clooney.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of that, you seen that trailer for Fantastic Four? The actual actor playing Reed Richards?
No.
No, you have not?
I have not.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I feel like you're messing with me.
No, I don't know.
Do you know who's playing Reed Richards?
I don't know how else to say this. I know nothing about it.
So anyway, when I was watching that.
So when.
But seriously.
No, I don't know.
Anything?
Nothing.
So, okay, so do you know who's playing Reed Richards? I know you haven't seen the trailer.
I feel like we're in some sort of like Latin dance. We're going back and forth.
Okay, there's a difference in...
I don't know anything about the new Fantastic Four movie coming out.
Pedro Pascal.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no problem. So that it looks...
Go ahead and ask me one more time.
Hey, do you know who is playing Mr. Fantastic?
No, who is it?
I just told you. You should know. Seek help.
Seek help. I've never heard of that actor before. What are they in? What else are they in?
Sheep Master.
Sheep Master.
That came out. It came out in 2016.
Wow.
We're back on video games, by the way.
Yeah.
It came on the PC.
Okay.
Sheep Master is a casual puzzle game where players guide sheep to safety through various levels using faith-based symbolism.
Oh.
It teaches concepts like guidance and protection, using sheep as a metaphor for Christians.
Which is true. The Bible does say that we are the sheep of Christ.
It says the puzzles are straightforward and easy to solve, making it fun and lighthearted way to explore Christian themes, though it might not hold the interest of players looking for deeper gameplay or deeper learning of the biblical studies of Christ.
Right after I said that, I just in my head heard somebody out there in the ether listening to this being like, I'm not a sheep of Christ. I'm a lion of Christ.
What do you think old GPT gave that Sheep Master?
30.
Let's go play Sheep Master because it got a 65.
Oh, I don't even know. Let's see what happens when I
search
Sheep Master.
Mm-hmm. It's somebody saying, I'm not a sheep, I'm a master. I'm a lion.
Sheep Master. Nope, doesn't come up. Dark Sheep Master Chapter.
Search Sheep Master 2016.
Nope, nothing comes up. Doesn't matter how I word it. Sheep Master game. Apparently you can get Sheep Master mobile game.
Maybe it's a remake on mobile. Speaking of which, I also have here Bible Crush.
Ooh.
Bible Crush is a match 3 puzzle game where players match Bible-themed icons to progress through levels. As they move forward, players unlock scripture verses and gain a deeper understanding of Christian teachings. The casual gameplay and educational elements make it a great option for both puzzle fans and those looking to engage with scripture in a fun, interactive way.
Okay, so not
2017.
Like Candy Crush.
It's Candy Crush, and I guess when you beat the level, you get a Bible verse.
My brain went the other way.
like dating.
Who's your Bible crush?
Please, John, tell us.
The answer's Jesus every time.
Jeez.
If anyone else says anything else, then we got a problem. All the other people in the Bible suck. You know what I mean? Because they're people, right?
I got a real thing for that Mary lady.
And we just lost our Catholic audience. Alrighty.
What game do you have to discuss? And
are you ready to talk about faith, the unholy trinity?
Yeah, let me just scoot on over to there it is.
Okay.
I have paper notes, everybody.
Faith is a survival horror video game developed by Airdorf Games for Windows. The game consists of 3 chapters.
Can I read my summary?
Yeah, go ahead and read.
Because it's even funnier.
Yeah.
It says, Faith is a retro-style horror game that delves into the biblical story of Lucifer's fall from grace. Players take the role of Father Garcia, who performs exorcisms and confronts dark forces.
Yeah.
And that came out on, goodness, in 2017 on PC, Mac, and Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so gameplay. Players control a priest as he first attempts to complete a failed exorcism, then tries to prevent the summoning of a great demon. The player's main weapon is a crucifix, which damages and slows enemies when held aloft. It can also exorcise possessed objects, which typically reveal notes that expand upon the game's plot or provide hints related to puzzles.
I feel like this is probably like a weird clone of Castlevania.
It is possible.
I haven't looked at it yet, but you know.
The game is styled after 8-bit computer games of the early 1980s, such as the ones found on the Atari 2600 or Apple II computer.
Beautiful.
Kind of like Oregon Trail.
What do you think the estimated score for this game is?
I'm going to give it a 50.
I guess your theory might be correct. Estimated score from AI is 80. Do we need to pull up?
Just put demonic and it'll give it a high rating.
Do we have any pictures of this?
I've got one right here.
Oh, that's just yeah, that looks weird. That looks really weird.
Yeah.
Describe that picture to our fans and listeners. Hey, if you're listening, you're a fan now.
Think if a tree and a squid had a baby, and then in front of it is a priest who's facing off against it. I'm not going to go super descriptive just because there are small children who listen to this. So
it's got a lot of arms.
I'm doing it for the kids. Yeah, it's got a lot of arms and one eyeball. And yeah, and then there's a priest with a crucifix facing it. And they're about to do some battle.
All right.
Oh,
do some battle.
Do some battle.
So let's get a little bit more
Bible.
I was going to say friendly.
Okay.
Family friendly here.
You got Gate Zero on there?
A what?
Gate Zero?
What is Gate Zero?
It's a
Bible game.
Yeah, it's that game we were talking about that's coming out on Steam.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I have Bible Adventures, which came out in 1991.
Hey!
Bible Adventures came out on the NES. That's the Nintendo Entertainment System for you people who don't like acronyms. Personal computer, PC, and GB, Game Boy. Bible Adventures include 3 minigames based on famous Bible stories like Noah's Ark, the Exodus, and David and Goliath.
David and Goliath.
With simple platforming gameplay, it's designed for younger audiences. Its educational and nostalgic value make it a memorable title for fans of retro games.
Oh my gosh.
Though the graphics and mechanics are basic by today's standards. What are you saying, oh my gosh, for?
So in the Bible, in the game you just talked about, in the Noah's Ark,
like the Noah's Ark minigame?
Yeah. A player must round up animals and food, sometimes by knocking animals out with an object that resembles a barrel or catching fruit thrown by a monkey, and carry them onto the ark. Noah's health is recharged when the player reads Bible verses. They're scattered around the 4 levels. Snakes seen on the trees are decoys. The real snakes the player has to capture are inside of a cave.
That might be the most realistic game mechanic so far.
Yeah.
Because we need to read Bible verses, and that does rejuvenate us spiritually.
That's true. That is a good point. Yep. In Baby Moses, the player controls Miriam, Moses' sister, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Or no, last week.
Last week.
As she tries to save her brother.
No, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Last week was Minecraft.
Hey, we have real lives besides this, guys. We might be a little stupid sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Moses' sister, as she tries to save her brother from Pharaoh's decree that all male Hebrew children be killed. In order to do this, the player carries Moses from one end of the level to the other in a manner quite similar to the way in which characters in Super Mario Bros. 2 carry vegetables.
Oh.
Moses can be thrown around without harm, without harming him, but enemies cannot be harmed in any way.
Is it that the whole game is just one really long sequence of protecting baby Moses, trying to get him to get him to safety?
Yeah. Moses can be thrown around without harm, but enemies cannot be harmed in any way. The adversaries attempt to throw Moses into the Nile. There is a quirk in the game that allows the player to throw Moses into the Nile, upon which the game says that the player forgot Moses. Yeah, I'm trying to read about the David and Goliath one.
I guess because it's like a mini game within a collection of games.
Yeah.
Shorter type game would be okay. I feel like I've seen gameplay for this game now that we're talking about it.
It looks good. You know what? I think out of all the ones we've talked about so far, playable.
Playable?
I think, yeah.
All right.
Bible Adventures.
You heard it here first, folks. Play Bible Adventures.
Yep.
If you have a NES, PC, or Game Boy.
You know, we do need to talk about Zero Gate at some point.
Before we do that, do you want to hear about El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron?
Ascension of the Metatron.
El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron.
El Shaddai, El Shaddai. I don't remember the next part of that song, actually.
It came out in 2011 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Oh.
El Shaddai is an action-adventure game blending biblical themes with surreal abstract art. It follows Enoch, who is chosen by God to stop fallen angels from corrupting the world. With a visually unique style combining Japanese aesthetics with biblical stories, the game features fluid combat mechanics and an unconventional narrative, making it a standout for those seeking an artistic experience based on biblical mythology. Boo! We don't use the phrase biblical mythology. Biblical fact. Biblical real.
Yeah, biblical real.
What do you think old AI gave this one?
40.
AI is evil. Keep that in mind.
Oh, 90.
75.
75.
On the Saints That Play channel, what we need to do is take the games that are on this list that are higher than, like, let's say 70, because above 70 is a passing grade, and just have a stream one time where we just kind of play through a little bit of each one of these. I'm down for that. Hey, if y'all want to see that on the Saints That Play channel, let us know.
If you guys want to see Jairus play Guitar Praise.
All right, you need to tell us about Guitar Praise right now, because I love a good rhythm game.
All right.
Though I have no rhythm.
I can't dance. I know you can. Not our chance. If you can tell me what that's from. Can you tell me what that's from?
Me personally?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. The first person to comment on this and tell me what that song lyric is from gets a shout out next show.
There you go.
All right. Guitar Praise is a 2008 Christian rhythm video game for PC published by Digital Praise. It uses contemporary Christian music with gameplay akin to that of the Guitar Hero and Rock Band games, although it is only compatible with its own wired and cordless USB guitar controllers. A second guitar can be connected for two-player mode. The games can be played on a computer running Microsoft Windows or Mac OS X. While the game does not contain a mode for vocals, it does display the song's lyrics on screen during the song.
So that you can shout out your praises while playing the game.
That's right.
I'm curious to what kind of music is it? Is it original music, or is it like modern worship praise music, or is it like church hymnals? What is this?
Yeah, this says Expansion Pack 1 includes 52 songs from 43 different artists. It doesn't have a list of songs here.
What platforms was this on?
PC and Mac.
So computer. Got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Microsoft and Mac, but on computer only.
Apple Macintosh.
You had to buy the specific USB guitar.
Guarantee you, bet you $50. What's that game called one more time?
Guitar Praise.
Guitar Praise. You can use any other guitar. I bet you
Probably.
I bet you there's a way to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Let me set a little note reminder here,
Okay.
and I'll give an update in next week's episode if I played Guitar Praise on PC.
Oh boy. I wonder if you can actually, if it's on Steam. I bet you it's not. Guitar Praise. Yeah, it doesn't show.
No, it's probably like go to their website and download the game type thing. Or it's been delisted.
Yeah.
Probably trying to, ride off of that huge rhythm game craze we got like in the 2005 to 2015 range.
Yeah.
I just remember playing Guitar Hero for the first time when I was like 14, 15. So, and that took off and then fell off fast.
Yeah. What's up with that? Like it shot, it like exploded and then died. Like there's no continuation of it in any way.
What, just Guitar Hero, the rhythm
Yeah,
games in
just
general?
Rhythm games.
I heard that they are trying to bring back Guitar Hero. They did it with that weird Guitar Hero game, and it just did not work because they did a different guitar, and like it was 6 buttons instead, and they tried to make it more like pressing frets on a button.
Yeah.
They press buttons that were like frets
Yeah.
because they were stacked on one another, but there were 6 of them, and that didn't take off.
Yeah. Okay, so there's some decent songs on here. So Broken by 12 Stones, DC 10 by Audio Adrenaline, Life Song Casting Crowns.
So yeah, it was biblical
Yeah, Christian.
or Christian
Yeah.
Christian Guitar Hero. I'm down.
Jesus Freak. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
What will people say when they hear that I'm a Jesus freak? What will people do when they find out it's true? Oh, man. They got some Hawk Nelson in here, some Jeremy Camp. Cutlass. Heck yeah.
This sounds like we're playing something on stream.
Yeah.
It would probably get demonetized.
Oh, they got a ton of Newsboys on there.
We saw the Newsboys. You talk about that all the time.
Yeah. Petra. Killer. Here we go. Reliant K.
All right. Do you want to talk about Journey of Jesus, The Calling, 2012?
They got some old school Skillet on here.
Nice.
I'm sorry. I'm really stuck on this.
Okay, we can
And a whole crap ton of Striper.
we can stay stuck on this game for a minute.
I'm actually almost done. A handful of Toby Mac. 1,000 Foot Crutch. There we go.
1,000 Foot Crutch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Zoe Girl.
Opposed to Joey Boy.
Yeah. Dive by Stephen Curtis Chapman. I'm diving in. I'm going deep. Head over my head. I want to be caught in the rush, lost in the flow. Head over my head. I want to go. The river's deep. The river's wide. The river's wider than life. So sink or swim. I'm diving in.
Here comes another copyright strike on our channel.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the song's so old that they won't even notice. All right.
No, you just saying it's so identical to the artist.
I know. Thank you. All right. I'm ready to move on.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Journey of Jesus, The Calling, 2012.
Journey of Jesus.
This was on PC and Mac.
Okay.
This educational game lets players experience the life of Jesus Christ, participating in key Bible events such as healing the sick and the Last Supper. Through trivia and interactive lessons, players engage with important Bible stories. Although its educational value is strong, its simplistic gameplay and design make it more of a tool for learning rather than a game for hardcore gamers.
That phrase is getting thrown around a lot.
What's that? Hardcore gamer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself a hardcore gamer?
No.
You did complete the community center in Harvey Valley.
I mean, I do know how to grind.
I do know how to find the beets and watermelons so I can give them to the weird community pixies. or sprites or whatever those creatures are in the community center.
There's no watermelon in the game.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Excuse me, but
I love how that's the part that you attach yourself to.
No, because the hardest thing was the fishing. That was the hardest bit.
I got you. Yeah, I played a good portion of that game. I think I got through maybe 2 years on it. But you said you finished it under a year.
No, it took me 2 because the first year was like
2 in-game years, not real-life years.
Yeah, not really. 2 in-game years. Yeah, because the first year was like figuring out how to play the game. And I didn't even realize it until I got into my winter of my first year that there's seasonal stuff. And so I had to go back and look through and figure out what's seasonal and what's not.
Yeah, what did I
so
miss?
I could prepare for year 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you're like halfway through year 2, I knocked it all out just because I knew exactly what I needed to get.
Just spoiler warning here, everybody who's listening playing Stardew Valley, I'm about to ask John a question. If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead like 15 seconds. What do you get for completing the community center?
It unlocks a couple of things for you. One of the big things is it starts the downfall of Jojo Mart. So Jojo Mart like gets struck by lightning real bad, and it's like beyond repair, I guess. And the community comes together and decides to boycott Jojo Mart, and so they go out of business. And later on in the game, you can turn it into a movie theater, or it gets turned into a movie theater. And it unlocks the ability, I believe it unlocks the ability for you to take the steps to get a Junimo hut on your farm, because those little Junimo, the little creatures,
yeah,
they will harvest crops for you.
Gotcha.
Within a certain space if you put a hut on the property.
So that was more than 15 seconds of spoilers.
Sorry.
You're good. All right, everybody, spoiler warning over.
There we go.
What do you think Journey of Jesus the Calling score is?
50.
65.
All these are pretty high. I'm like, I don't think we've hit
I'll tell you what. Let me do another one, but let me find the lowest scored one on my list.
Just by the name of this game, I kind of feel like it's a little blasphemous, but maybe I'm wrong. But it came out in 2023. It's called I Am Jesus Christ.
I Am Jesus Christ. Gee.
Like, that's just not a good name for the game.
What's that about? It better be you playing as Jesus Christ. Otherwise, that's bad.
Yeah, is this even the game? It just says Christian video game.
Is that the summary of the game?
I guess so. No, it's not even showing me. There's nothing there's different articles about the game, but it's not showing me anything about the game. Let me see if I can pull it up on Steam. Since it's such a new game, I'm not.
Oh, it says I'm not?
No, it says I am Jesus Christ. I just wanted to clarify.
For the audience. Got it.
I am not. Walk in the footsteps of Jesus in this incredible first-person retelling of the story of Christ from birth to resurrection. Perform amazing miracles, interact with a cast of biblical figures, and travel around the Holy Land from Jerusalem to the Galilee. Become the Messiah in I Am Jesus Christ.
That doesn't look awful.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
I mean, the title is what throws it off, right?
Well, but you are actually being Jesus.
Right, but the title could turn somebody off of a game real quick if they're trying to be edgy and look at us with our cool title.
I don't know. Apparently there's some... I just saw something about a laser beam being shot out of a hand, so I don't know.
All right, I'm gone again.
I don't know what that's about.
So, do you want on my list this is the lowest scored game?
Okay. I'm sorry, audience. I'm sorry for all my.
It's past John's bedtime.
Yeah,
it's way past 7:00. Left Behind: Eternal Forces.
Okay.
Based on the Left Behind book series, Eternal Forces is a real-time strategy game, aka an RTS. Have you guys ever played in Age of Mythology? That one's for you, Bigfoot.
He never says you guys. He always says Jairus, have you ever played Age of Mythology?
Eternal Forces is a real-time strategy game set in the aftermath of the Rapture. Players control believers resisting the Antichrist's forces while trying to spread the gospel. The game's niche appeal to fans of the series is overshadowed by its dated graphics, repetitive gameplay, and poor AI. AI being the characters, the players in the game's knowledge, resulting in lackluster reviews. What does Left Behind Eternal Forces score have?
I'm going to say 20.
This is, to me, still pretty high, all things considered.
Okay.
45.
45.
45.
And that's the lowest on your list.
That is the lowest on my list.
Crazy.
Which we're going through pretty quick, but we're not going to cover all of these because we're going to start wrapping up relatively soon.
Yeah, we need to, we still need to talk about, the...
Yep.
Hiddly-dee, hiddly-do, hiddly-dee-dee-dee-do.
You got that right. So how about you give me one more game, and then I'll give one more game, and then we'll transition.
I don't really have any. I've got one here called 5 Guardians of David. So it says that it is a Diablo-style action RPG.
You got me there.
Set in the ancient lands of Canaan. Lead and play the 5 heroes battling across exotic locations filled with archaic cultures, rich characters, and powerful artifacts. Experience one of the greatest stories ever told in this 11-act epic.
Nice.
Yeah. So
11-act epic.
I don't know.
I wonder how long it takes to actually beat this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
3 hours.
I'm trying to think of who they would make the 5 Guardians of David. I'm assuming that they're taking it from David's Mighty Men, but I'm not totally sure. It's on Steam. Let me see how much it is on Steam.
$12. Bob.
Guardians of David. $10.
I was close.
And there's apparently some add-ons. Yeah, it's different. It's different guys from his Mighty Men. Eleazar is on here. Okay, I'm picking up what they're throwing down. It looks pretty cool.
Are you ready for my last game?
Yeah.
So this is the only one on my list that I have seen in stores and always had the opportunity growing up to buy, but never did. This is the only, I always thought for the longest time that this was the only game based off the Bible, just because I actually saw it all the time.
Yeah.
So it is called The Bible Game.
Okay.
It came out on the PlayStation 2 and the Game Boy Advance. The Bible Game is a trivia and mini-game collection based on stories and themes from the Bible. It features a quiz mode and various activities that focus on scripture and biblical knowledge. While it's a great education tool, the gameplay is limited, making it more suitable for casual gaming and Bible study rather than for serious entertainment. Yeah, you've seen this cover. I know you had to have seen it. I think it's Noah in the Ark. It might be like somebody...
What's it called again? Bible, the video game?
Just The Bible Game.
The Bible Game. I've never seen that before. That looks like, I've never seen that before, but it kind of throws off Pokemon vibes. I don't know why.
You think?
Maybe just the art style.
So yeah, that's the Bible Game. I remember it. I remember it existing. That's a game. That's a thing,
It's out there.
But yeah, we're pretty much, that's video games. I had fun talking about it.
It was enjoyable.
I hope y'all enjoyed it.
I think the biggest takeaway was the adventure Bible game and
your weird beach one.
No, not that one.
I said that's a weird takeaway.
No. A good one though was the
Bible rhythm game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm most definitely gonna look that up later and try to praise guitar. I'm gonna try to play that, and I'm gonna report back.
All right, good.
Speaking of games, y'all at home, in the comment section, let us know what games you played as a kid that were Bible-related games.
Yeah.
Positive or negative.
Or any of the games we talked about today, what would you like to see us play?
Yeah, of what we talked about. Tell us what games you want to see us play on the live stream channel when that launches.
And if they're out there, we'll find them and we'll play them. Minus the Menace Beach one. We're not going to play that one.
We might, but we will play the Bible version of that.
Yeah, the Sunday Rush or whatever.
The Sunday School Rush.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever that was called.
I can't even remember what it was called.
So, Tyler, this is your transition.
Yep.
We are now transitioning into the corner.
Dun, 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 dun. We'll come up with an actual.
Yeah, we got in trouble using that theme song, so we need to.
I need to mix an ominous like
wee-hoo.
unknown. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But anyways, we figured to keep up with the holiday that you're all acknowledging, experiencing, participating in today.
Mm-hmm.
Monday.
Unless it's Tuesday.
17th. Unless it's Tuesday. We're going to talk about leprechauns.
Oh!
And yeah, most good one. You sure got them.
Got all those leprechauns.
Anyways, they're known as tiny supernatural beings from Irish folklore. Short, red-haired individuals wearing coats and hats, wearing a leather apron sometimes, often smoking a pipe. They're known for hiding their treasures at the end of rainbows.
Or I always thought it wasn't that their treasure was at the end of rainbows. I thought that their treasure emitted rainbows, and that's why you were able to find them.
No, the idea was if you see a rainbow, you got to follow it to the bottom or to the...
Sure, but you would always follow it, and at the end is the treasure because the treasure is emitting that light in that rainbow.
I think that's just the Lucky Charms commercials.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, famous leprechaun.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky.
The leprechaun.
Lucky. Yeah, not the other one.
Not the leprechaun.
Well, it's just you clarified. You're like, Lucky. The leprechaun.
Well, from Lucky Charms, yes. But there's also, I don't know his name, but there's that horror or franchise with, it's called Leprechaun.
Yeah, Leprechaun. Yep. No, but they are known for being mischievous, cunning, and practical jokers, and they use fairy magic. So
are they fairies? Or like an offshoot of fairies?
So, okay.
Or are they just straight up their own thing?
Fairy is like a term, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it covers like a variety of things. But like Irish, Scottish, Welsh folklores, even some English folklore, it all has to do with the fairy realm is where all these mystical creatures come from.
Mm-hmm.
And so like fairy magic is very specific to, it's because they're from this other realm and they pass over to our realm. And so if they can use, if they're from the fairy realm, they've got fairy magic and they can use fairy magic is the idea. So fairy is like the idea that fairy is a specific creature is a Disney construction.
Gotcha.
It's not like there's fairies and then there's
fairies is
leprechauns and then
fairies is not a species.
No, that would be like what they depict as fairies are sprite. What you'd call a sprite.
Okay.
Like a small, feminine-looking flying creature. But yeah, fairies just the realm, the fairy realm, where all these things, or the fae realm, where all these things come from. So, but anyways, the biggest thing what I wanted to talk about with this is the leprechaun from Alabama.
The leprechaun from Alabama.
Did you hear about this?
Them overall wearing leprechaun Irish Alabama leprechaun.
No, there was a community of people.
It's always a community of people.
So there's a community of people in Mobile, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And they claim that they saw a leprechaun in a tree. Okay. And there was a whole news article. When did this happen? There was a whole news article. It happened a couple of years ago, but they did it. They had a sketch artist, an amateur sketch artist, draw a picture of what they saw. That's what this song. It's literally a generic shape of a face with two eyeballs and then a leprechaun hat on.
So a professional sketch artist did that. And it's just like, if I could, looking at it, count the lines. There was 6 lines. It's so undetailed.
Very generic. But it's a bunch of people. They're like on the street talking to the camera crew. They're like, there was a leprechaun. It was up in the tree. I saw it with my eyes. It straight up, it felt like watching it like it was a promo for the next Leprechaun in the Hood movie.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's legit. They were just like,
we saw it.
And
then they described it and they got a quote unquote professional to draw it.
Well, that's an amateur sketch. So I don't know. This is calling it the Crichton Leprechaun. So I guess that's in Alabama. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not.
You're not.
Yeah, probably. But
it didn't
close
flow.
enough. It's close enough to Mobile, Alabama that you could say Mobile, Alabama. But yeah, so 2006 looks like when the report came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just
because I was going to say, and this is something that I always talk about all the time on this kind of stuff of like, we're in the time of smartphones. Like, that might be part of that perfect time of you weren't going to get a good picture. If this happened like a couple years ago, I'd be skeptical. Like, oh, you could look at it long enough to be able to describe it to a sketch artist.
Yeah.
But you couldn't pull out your phone and take a picture of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not the case.
Yeah, it's not. The only reason that I know about it is because somewhere in the internet world, someone just did a snippet of it and uploaded a video.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's from 2006. It made it onto the local news or whatever, but then it went viral in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that much of a gap from it. But I just thought it was funny. Like, we all know what leprechauns are. We've all grown up with the idea of leprechauns and all this stuff. In Mobile, Alabama, I saw a leprechaun in that tree.
It was a leprechaun. It was an Irish leprechaun in Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama. Where else?
Ireland.
No,
they're not there anymore.
No, they all
left.
They all left.
Old St. Patrick actually played his music and got him out, right?
Yeah, he kicked him out with the snakes.
Right. You want to give a quick summary of that, of what St. Patrick's Day is actually about?
Well,
originally, who St. Patrick is.
He's a missionary to the Irish Isles.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that he was originally, I can't remember if it was German or English, but basically he was captured by pirates and sold into slavery in Ireland. And then he was liberated, and then he became a priest or whatever, and decided to go back to Ireland to establish a church.
Mm-hmm.
And from that's how the gospel spread in Ireland, was through St. Patrick. But there's some things that came along with it, like he got all the snakes out of Ireland, and that's why there's no snakes in Ireland.
But that's myth, right?
Yeah, that's alleged.
Yeah.
It's something that happened, but I'm trying to think if there's any other things that he's known for. I can't think of anything other than that he's just known as
colored green.
The color green. Yeah, I mean, we've got St. Patrick's Day, the celebration of really kind of outlandish Irish culture. So,
did you? Probably not, because you were homeschooled. But I guess anybody at home listening, did you in school do the whole thing where it was the leprechaun will be at our school on St. Patrick's Day, so build a trap and see if you can trap the leprechaun in your leprechaun trap? We did that in elementary school.
Okay.
And so we went to go like to music class or gym or whatever. This was like kindergarten, first, second grade, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And they had us go to music class, and on the way back, like the teacher walks into the room and they're like, oh, the leprechaun he's here. He's here. Let's go. And they made us chase after nothing through the halls and outside the school. I'm not even joking. And it's like, oh, he got away. And we go back and the room's all tore up and like all the chairs and tables are flipped because the leprechaun was supposed to do it. And it's like, what a way to actually get a kid's attention on something that isn't real.
Yeah.
I was so engrossed. Like, I don't see it. Where is it? But they were trying to get us to run after the leprechaun in a form, like in a uniform, single file line. Everybody follow me, single file line through the property of the school.
That's funny.
And got back and everything was tore up. And it's like, looking back now, it's like, why did we put so much work into a trap of something that wasn't even real?
Yeah. Well, I think about like the whole, I may get in trouble for this one, but the Elf on the Shelf deal around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And the amount of work that people put into it. I'm like, why? I mean, I guess there's joy that they get out of it, but.
Yeah. Don't do Elf on the Shelf. Do a zebra on a cabinet.
I have no.
Okay. Hold on. I know it's St. Patrick's Day and we're going to get on a small Christmas tangent.
Okay.
In our household, we don't have Elf on the Shelf. We have a zebra.
Mm-hmm.
We got it from a white elephant gift exchange one year.
Okay.
When me and you were part of the youth group.
Yeah.
And it's the stupidest looking thing. It's like this long-legged, like just a thing that you're supposed to sit around for decoration. And over the years after me getting that, it is like turned into kind of like a ominous presence, like an Elf on the Shelf, but more ill-intended.
Yeah.
It just, again, not any children involved in this. This is all jokes within adults in the family.
Yeah.
But we named him Nimrod. And he is the zebra on a cabinet instead of an Elf on the Shelf. And he doesn't bring gifts. He just brings murderous intent
into
the household.
Gosh.
So it's just a running gag in the house.
That's funny.
Yeah. Last time I checked, he's kind of falling apart. He had like fluff on him, and if you shake him, all the fluff is just coming off. So he's slowly tearing apart.
Just slowly dying.
But it was a joke for the longest time between me and my cousin where Nimrod would end up in the creepiest places. Like the last thing I did with him before I got married and moved out and moved in with my wife, because I'm married and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But only after you're married.
Correct.
I had Nimrod in my cousin's bed with a butcher knife.
Oh, no.
So, fun time.
Creepy.
Mm-hmm. I'll get a picture of Nimrod.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the closet.
Be careful going in there. He might get you. All right. Well,
sorry, that was a weird tangent. But.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. If you are sick and tired of Elf on a Shelf, you can do Zebra on a Cabinet.
I have looked everywhere trying to get like...
But only if you're psychotic.
If only you're psychotic. It's Elf on the Shelf for adults.
Gotcha.
The elf will kill you.
Okay. All right. I think we need to wrap this up.
Yeah, we do. I'm getting tired. You're tired.
I'm tired.
I enjoyed this episode.
This was a good episode. I liked talking about to be honest, I did not realize how many Christian video games there were.
I said it earlier too. I 100% agree with you. Had no idea until I started doing the research for this episode.
Yeah.
Like I said, I found 50 and narrowed it down to 25. And I'm sure there was probably way more.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is a lot of Steam PC games.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times those are made by individuals.
That's true. Yeah.
But looking back, like there's no major AAA Christian Bible video games.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll make one.
Hey,
we can make a Saints That Serve.
Yeah.
But it's not a Bible game. It's a game about the podcast and us creating the podcast. Hey, audience, would you play a Saints That Serve video game? Let us know in the comments section.
Yeah. Let us know. You know what? Comment. Let us know.
Let us know what you think the first level of the Saints That Serve video game should be.
Yeah. Or maybe each level is just
an episode of the
podcast.
That would be cool. That would be each episode, the theming. So you start out as me and you doing the podcast episode, and as we're talking, whatever we're talking about ends up becoming the level. So, like, example, this episode, we would end up being St. Patrick in Ireland getting rid of snakes.
Yeah, I'm all about it. All right, well, you know what? Christ is Lord.
And the kingdom is now.
We are the Saints that serve.
Heedly deedly deedly doo doodly da deedly dee.
Hi she holy holy hi heedly dee shirley die. Oh she like deedly die deedly dee. There is shoot his pants.
What?